Yo, welcome into the Phoenix Sports Whoa, I almost said broadcast. Welcome into the Phoenix Sports Podcast. It's your boy, Shawn DePaz, joined on very rare occasions by the one and only, DJ DePaz.
You're not the DJ?
No, Mackie P, it's usually DJ Mackie P. But she, like I tweeted, is busy being a cowgirl out at Country Thunder. So I've got the boy, Anthony Totri, with me. Anthony Totri, how you doing?
Retupect.
I like your hat.
Say. Thank you. I like my hat too.
BetMGM. Shout out BetMGM. They're a dope partner. And Mountain Mike's is a dope partner. They hooked us up with pizza this week and wings. Their wings, like, they're pretty.
Got some juice on.
They're exactly. They're very, like. Are you one of the people that hates the word moist?
Me?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, they're moist wings.
It's a good way to.
They're very juicy chicken. The pizza's obviously great. One thing I never talked about is one thing I like about Mountain Mike's is they get the crispy cut pepperoni. That's a big deal where I'm from. Is you got to get the pepperoni that, like,
nothing worse than a floppy pep.
Nothing worse than a floppy pep. It's got to pool together a little grease. By the way, the Mountain Mike's, the official pizza of your Los Angeles Angels. Don't know if you knew that.
Really?
Yeah, like they've got Mountain Mike signs all over the place at Angel Stadium.
Pooled Grease, great grunge band name.
Ooh,
Pooled Grease.
Pooled Grease, just a great time.
I feel like
I would love
Jordan
to be in a
Poole should
Grease.
open up a pizza shop and call it that.
Yeah,
Like that would be right.
Well, although some people don't like greasy pizza, those people are lame.
They also don't like Jordan Poole too. So.
Yeah, that's probably true. But shout out our friends Mountain Mike's for hooking us up. Head over to mountainmikespizza.com or to any of their various locations, Mesa, Chandler, or down in Tucson. And if you want to become a PHNX diehard, you should, for a lot of reasons, but one of which being you get a $50 voucher for free pizza at Mountain Mike's. That's a lot of free pizza. Perfect for, I don't know, maybe a party you're having, maybe just
to get together.
Maybe your girlfriend dumped you.
Can we
and
start
you just need
incentivizing
pizza.
stuff more in this office for pizza parties?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
dude,
down.
that was the best part about being in elementary school. Is like you literally just had to behave and they'd be like, here's a pizza party.
What would we give Totri if he did something good? Like we'd throw him a what party? Because he can't have pizza.
A wing party. Mountain Mike's wing party. Maybe just take him to the Mountain Mike's
Grease party.
lunch buffet. Yeah, maybe get him a pool of grease. Big pepperoni you can
Some
dance.
lard.
I don't know if that's.
Some lard,
I don't know
maybe?
if there's.
Some lard, anybody?
What do you want me to do?
Maybe-
Like bring like canned foods? Like
Maybe
is that,
we could take him to Four Peaks. There's plenty to eat there.
Oh, I thought you were talking about bring canned foods. Four Peaks.
No. Unless you're doing a canned food drive, which I'm sure they've done or will do at some point because they're great people over there at Four Peaks. They also have great food. And if you've never had it, boy, do I have an opportunity for you. April 27th, the NFL draft, the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, they suck. Let's be real. They do suck. Isn't that right, Bo? He just nodded his head yes. They suck, but they have a chance to get better, whether that's drafting with the 3rd overall pick, trading back that 3rd overall pick, and getting a bunch of help because they need it.
Maybe taking Will Levis. Anybody?
Maybe taking not me. Not me. I this joke about the Cardinals sucking is fun, but I don't want them to actually be bad.
Yeah, that's true.
That is Will Levis. But regardless of what they do, be there at Fort Peaks for the PHNX Cardinals draft party. We're gonna have $3 Redbird Lager pints, $5 Redbird Lager pitchers, and our normal $3 kit lifters. And wow, so pull through. There's a free link. There's a link in our show notes to sign up. It is completely free, but as always, you must be 21 years or older to enjoy Four Peaks beer. But you don't have to be 21 to be there for the party. So pull through. You also didn't have to be there to be 21 to be at Four Peaks yesterday for our Coyotes season wrap party. Right before the final game of the regular season, of the year for the Coyotes, because they are not going to be in the playoffs. It was a lot of fun. We appreciate everyone that pulled through. The game, not as fun. It was actually a pretty fun game. They were down 4-1, came back, tied at 4-4, went to overtime just to lose on, of course, a Connor Garland hat trick. That didn't hurt at all. Especially because we were on Liam O'Brien hat trick watch, which are words I never thought we would say. But it was fun nonetheless. Especially fun because Clayton Keller made history, or tied history, I suppose. He joined.
Oh, he made history.
Yeah.
He's now tied for 1st overall.
Yeah, he revised history. He added to history. Joined Keith Kachuk as the single season points leader all time for the Arizona Coyotes. Kachuk back in 96-97 scoring 86 points. Clayton Keller, 86 points today. Had a number of opportunities to get 87 and take that sole possession of that record, but he did not. But I just want to give shouts out to Clayton Keller. But yes, like I said, the season ended last night for the Arizona Coyotes. I believe they locked up 7th. Oh, what?
You know what this list does to me? The only thing that it does to me now is it makes me think of how insane Connor McDavid is.
Yeah.
Like, that is the most in what, 27 years of being an organization? That is the most points anybody's ever scored in a season. Connor McDavid had 150.
Yeah.
150.
There are a lot of really, really good hockey players out there. Series out there looking up really good hockey players as well, it appears. But yeah, there's a lot of really good hockey players, but none of them matter.
None of them matter?
No, they all really matter. But Clayton Keller, I mean, listen, Clayton Keller broke his leg last year. It was a question about whether
a gruesome injury.
It was a gruesome injury. Yeah, he snapped his femur, I believe. It was a question about whether or not he would even start the season.
Yeah. Go get a pretzel and snap it. And that's what happened.
Yeah, but he came back and had the best season of his career, which is, I mean, doing this in the context of just how bad this team was to have an 86-point score. But you put that on top of the fact that he, again, snapped his leg to end last year. It's incredibly, incredibly impressive. And part of the reason why the Arizona Coyotes were, I don't want to say good this year, but not abject misery, right? They ended up finishing 27th overall, puts them sixth last. The goal was obviously always for them to finish dead last and try and get a chance at Connor Bedard. So my question for the chat and for you, Anthony Totri, the goal was to finish dead last. They did not. Is this season a failure or a success?
It's kind of odd, like when your team is the 27th worst team, right?
Yeah. And
you are even having this conversation, right? Because in most sports, if you're that bad, normally
it is a complete failure.
A complete failure.
Yeah.
For me, I'm gonna say it's a failure just because you weren't bad enough, right? The whole goal, the whole point of the season from start to finish was you were supposed to be epically bad so that you could go get a generational player, whether that be with the first overall or second overall pick. You won too many games, damn it. So it was a failure, but like in a non-traditional way of failing. Like only the Arizona Coyotes could fail at failing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, and it's tough because I don't want to sit here and be negative and say that it was a complete failure because they won more games than they were supposed to.
But that's what it is.
But it is. The things that bother me about this team are like some of the things that they did that didn't make any sense, like their whole goalie situation. What are they like? I don't really know what they're doing there with Ivan Prosvetov. He doesn't look like an NHL caliber goalie. Vejmelka did not look like an NHL caliber goalie, at least in the first period of last night's game. Connor England was probably the best goalie that they have, but he's not really a part of this team's future. So what are they doing there? But I mean, it's a success. You're winning. You're doing better than you were supposed to. I think that's a success. You saw Clayton Keller have the best season of his career, especially like I said on the back of that gruesome injury.
Also, can we talk about the fact that he's 24 years old?
Yeah, there's that. It's just you set yourself up for success in the future. You have a lot of really young talent.
Like you're 24.
I am 24.
Have you done anything up to what Clayton Keller just did?
Seemed really unnecessary.
I mean, I'm 25. I haven't done nearly anything that Clayton Keller's done.
I have not.
I wasn't trying to take a shot at you. You're 24 years old.
Matthias Michelli's only 22.
That's what I was getting at. Yeah, you got guys like Matthias Michelli. Everyone's favorite Finnish Italian. You got guys like Barrett Hayton. Obviously, Nick Schmaltz playing really well. And then you cut out some cancer. You got assets. You got rid of Jacob Chikrin for some picks. I believe the Senators are locked into the 12th best odds in the NFL or the NHL draft lottery. They cannot move up to the number 1 overall pick, but even if they had, that would have been really bad for the Coyotes. We they can't be top 5.
Did you know, and you probably did since you watched a lot of the Coyotes, that the Coyotes had the worst away record of anybody in the NHL?
But they had one of the best home records of anybody in the NHL.
They were only one of 2 teams, them and Columbus, that didn't have 10 road wins this season.
Yeah. And part of it, I mean, you look at how the Coyotes started the season, they had to play a lot of games on the road in a condensed stretch. So they really were not put in a position to succeed. So the fact that they played as well as they did at home is a massive miracle. But yeah, the Coyotes, they've got a lot of really solid pieces, not to mention Logan Cooley PHNX Coyotes Craig Morgan said that he expects some kind of answer on what Logan Cooley is going to do, whether that's sign with the Coyotes or return to Minnesota at some point next week. So you have him, Dylan Guenther.
What do we want him to do? What do you want him to do? Do you think it's beneficial for him to immediately come up and start playing when the team is still probably going to be a bottom 5 to 10 team next year, or do you think it's best to just let him develop even more at Minnesota, maybe get that championship that Sam Lipkin, another Arizona Coyotes prospect, stole from him?
Yeah, Sam Lipkin returning to Quinnipiac next year.
I feel like you need experience, no? You want pro experience as early as you can get it?
Yeah, I mean, you ran into that this
Hockey's
year with
different, though.
with Dylan Guenther. They had him called up, and then they sent him back to the CHL. I am inclined to say leave him in Minnesota, especially because I believe you have Snuggerud returning. I think Nyes is back. Just leave him there. I don't know how much you have to gain by being here next year. I think the team is going to be worse next year, to be quite honest. I don't think they're going to achieve what they did this year. I think Mullett Magic is going to wear off as it did near the end of this year.
Stop it.
What? It did.
Stop it.
They were not as good in the last few games. It has nothing to do with
Mullett.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with Mullett. It's more, I think you saw a lot of teams kind of be distracted by Mullett and a little overwhelmed by it. I don't think that will be the case as much next year. It won't be as new. I Roaring Fork asking if they're not going to be, if they weren't bottom 5 this year, why do you think they will be next year? I mean, Shane can answer that if he wants. But
I said bottom 5 to 10, but as Shawn said, I do expect them to be worse this year. I mean, they're probably going to be dealt. The schedule hasn't come out yet for what they're.
No,
they're going to be dealt a shitty road schedule again. Like that's just what happens. And look, this team finished with a .573 point percentage at home, which was the biggest leap by a Coyotes team in their history from year to year.
Yeah,
like that, you're not going to stay. That you're going to dip. It's going to go below 500.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're going to be bottom 5. I think that might have been a little bit dramatic, but I definitely could see it happening.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the teams below them, right? Columbus should not have been as bad as they were. I mean, when you make the offseason moves like Columbus did, they should not have been as bad as they were. One of the teams below them will get Connor Bedard, so it's hard to imagine that they will still be competing for the worst team in. And obviously, this all fluctuates. But I just don't. I have a hard time believing that they are going to win as many games at home as they did this year.
They're getting Bedard. It's fine.
But yeah, maybe they'll get
the
Bedard.
Coyotes.
It's coming. They've been so good. They've been so good and so fair. Roaring Fork also brings up a good point, though. Yeah. Like that will balance out too. They're not only going to win 7.
For me, it's
games.
just what are they doing as for the goaltenders? Because if Ivan Prosvetov is part of their goalie tandem for next year, they are going to be worse. Ivan Prosvetov is not a good goalie. He is not proven. He's not giving me any reason to think he's going to be a good NHL goalie. Veggie is wildly inconsistent. I don't know. There's just a lot to be determined with them. Getting back to my original point, do I think it was a failure? No. You have a lot of reasons to be optimistic about the future of the Arizona Coyotes. And like I said, they got the picks that they were hoping to get. They have traded away a bunch of guys, Bugey, Gostisbehere, obviously Jacob Chikrin. And so they'll have 2 very good picks in this year's draft.
Are they good enough?
We'll see.
Well, it doesn't really matter. Because you don't get better immediately unless you have a generational guy that can play immediately. Like that, these picks aren't going to affect it. It matters if Guenther's going to be as big of an impact as we think next year.
And I mean, to be fair, the Coyotes could still get Connor Bedard or Adam Fantilli. There was still a possibility of that, and obviously that happens. It completely changes where the franchise is and what they hope to accomplish and all of that stuff. But time will tell. Ultimately, I do not think this season was a failure, though. If you were there, though, if you were at the game, you may have noticed a moment.
There was a man of my stature in the crowd.
A man of his stature in the crowd, and he got booed. We'll talk about that in a second. If you were at the game last night, hopefully, though, you got your tickets. On game time. Well, I was going to say before the game, but also game time. No, I was going to say game time. Because game time is, simply put, the best ticketing app on the face of the planet. And in the words of Pat McAfee, the moon. I get all my baseball tickets on game time. I took my whole family to an Angels game when I was in California last week.
Did you kidnap the rally monkey?
I did not kidnap the rally monkey.
How'd you get the tickets then?
I used one. I got game time.
Really?
Yeah. Link in our description.
I could only get tickets to Angels games if I kidnapped the rally monkey.
We did go over.
We
this.
did talk about the rally monkey. Yeah. This is not the place for that. We're not letting the rally monkey hijack this podcast.
Yes, we are.
Fuck. Oh God, the rally monkey is here. He has just knocked out Shane.
Wait,
the rally monkey is now producing the show.
It's time to fight the rally monkey.
What?
What was that?
Oh God, the monkey has gone haywire. The monkey has taken over.
Back to game
the monkey may not know how to get tickets on Game Time because the monkey's stupid. But you don't have to be because the link it's simple. The link is in the description. You can get up to 20 or up to 60% off tickets. So like I said, snag them at and
the monkey spilled something on Shane.
Oh no. We got a code for y'all on the Game Time app.
Ooh.
It is a new day for PHNX. No, we got a code for y'all. Go to Game Time app, create an account, and use code PHNX for $20 off your first purchase on Game Time. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Game Time is amazing. You know what else is amazing? OGs. They're simply the best scratch-made gummies on the planet. You know, I definitely did not commit a felony and take some across state lines to California when I was there. But if I had, my sisters tried them and they were really, really good. They really liked them. And the state of New York or the state of California don't got it like OGs. So check them out.
Oh, and Max, you're extra jolly today.
Max is extra jolly today. Oh, what is this? Does he have?
I wonder why he's extra jolly today.
Or something?
Because the vibes are immaculate.
The vibes are immaculate. Look at that shirt. What is that? Ooh.
You look nice.
Oh, look at that. Oh my God.
Oh,
it's
a little something.
Santa comes on Christmas and Max comes on 420 in the days leading up to it. Look at that. Some microdose gummies. They got full-size gummies for the people that, you know, are a little more experienced. They got sleepy time gummies. They got their Happy Balance one-to-one. They got it all.
I think Bo should try these ahead of the NFL draft just to tolerate whatever the Cardinals do.
Yeah, I would agree. And if you want to learn more about OGs or maybe get your hands on one of those nice-ass T-shirts that Max was just wearing, pull through to Buds-Palooza tonight, right here in downtown.
Tonight.
Kind of
go to it. Buds-Palooza.
Yeah, go to Buds-Palooza. You could still get tickets. Go to budspalooza.com. That's Buds A Palooza.com.
Totri just ad-libbed like I feel like John Mayer would be ad-libbing. Buds a Palooza. Yeah.
Shawn DeHost doing his best Israel Adesanya impression with ads, just like the combos. I'm loving them, dude.
There's levels to this. But yeah, no, pull through the Buds-Palooza. The OGs will be out there. Will be out there. Oh Jesus! Those fine ass shirts will be out there.
Will the rally monkey be in attendance?
I cannot confirm or deny
the
whether
rally
or not
monkey's been killed.
Oh God. You won the fight with the rally monkey behind the mat.
You slaughtered the monkey.
Oh God, the monkey is dead. And we have killed him.
Can we talk about Kyler
celebrate
Murray
with OGs? Yeah, let's talk about Kyler Murray. He needs some OGs because he went through it last night.
Yeah, he did.
Boo. There was a moment in the second period. They were showing they were announcing some special guest attendance. All in one press box, which this in its own right was fascinating to me. You had TikTok sensation Summer Rae.
Summer Rae was there?
Summer Rae was there.
What the hell?
Who got introduced before any of the other people that I'm about to mention, which is the funniest part. She was sitting on the left side of the box, so when they were going left to right, she was the first person you saw. But regardless, you had Summer Rae, and then you had Suns forward Ish Wainwright, and you had a collection of Cardinals players, Hollywood Brown, James Conner, Greg George, and quarterback Kyler Murray. And when they brought Kyler Murray up on the Jumbotron, there were a spattering of booze at Mullett Arena for the Cardinals quarterback.
The Boo Birds were out?
Do you think that? So what's your reaction to that? Is that fair?
Ooh, my initial reaction is I don't care.
My initial reaction was LMAO, this is funny as shit.
Look, people get booed all the time. The only difference here is like you're being booed at like in your home. Right? Like if Devin Booker were at a hockey game, a Coyotes game, he's not getting booed.
No.
Right?
Devin Booker's also better at his job. Which is not to say Kyler Murray is bad, but he's better at his job.
There are two kinds of boos. You're either booed because people love to hate you. Yeah. Like LeBron, anywhere he goes, people love greatness. They also hate greatness.
Yes.
Kyler Murray, you're not in that conversation. Right? And the other reason you get booed is because you're not performing up to the standard that everybody has set for you. As a super high pick in the NFL draft, he wasn't the number 1 overall pick, was he? Kyler?
Yes,
He was the number 1 overall pick. The expectations for you, dude, are through the roof. You've been to 1 playoff game. You got embarrassed. Since then, you've got similar career numbers to a Jared Goff and a Dak Prescott. Like, until you meet the expectations of being the number 1 overall pick, of getting the ridiculous contract extension that you got when you haven't proven yourself, you should be expected to be booed. Like, until you perform, what do you want? You want them to cheer you on? For what? What have you done? What have you won? Nothing.
Well, here's my argument. Like, you bring up Jared Goff. Jared Goff is supported in Detroit. Jared Goff is supported when he was in LA. He wasn't getting booed at random games. You know where Jared Goff was drafted? First fucking overall.
Yeah.
So
He was.
I think
He also went to the Super Bowl in LA.
he didn't go to the Super Bowl.
He was there. He was
did
there.
attend the
Last
Super
I
Bowl.
checked, he was under center for the Rams.
And it was also the worst Super Bowl I ever watched.
and they scored 3 points. So look,
But yeah,
bottom line is, I don't think it's funny, and I don't think it's be better. It's I think fans need to be better. This is embarrassing for Arizona fans. It truly is. I don't care who it is. Like, but he's not playing. He's not on the field right now.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my thing. I don't think it's embarrassing for Arizona fans because, like, people outside of Arizona hate Kyler Murray more than Arizona fans. I think, like, and no one really gives Kyler Murray respect. So I don't think anyone's being like, look at
But
these
you
guys.
have to earn your respect.
No, well, yeah,
At
I
this
agree.
level.
I agree. But I'm just saying, like, I was just disagreeing, particularly with Shane's point of it being embarrassing for Coyotes or for Arizona fans, because all fans are like this. I was talking about it with Bo in Buffalo. Tyrod Taylor got the Bills to the playoffs for the first time in literally my entire life, and then they ran him out of town the next year, essentially, which was bullshit. And in my mind, I guess kind of is embarrassing for Bills fans. But it's just this is just how fans work. So that's whatever. My thing is this man is currently rehabbing from a catastrophic injury.
Yep.
Like he tore his ACL. So, like, I mean, maybe give the dude a little bit of sympathy. A, and then B, Cardinals fans love to sit here and be like, fire Cliff, fire Kime, sell the team Bidwell. Like, they're making all that Bidwell's not putting enough money into the team. There's no resources. He doesn't have any receivers. He doesn't have an offensive line. Blah, blah, blah. Like, they're making all these excuses for why this team is bad. And then once they start to kind of like fix some of those problems, they obviously got a new GM. They got a new coach. They're apparently getting new jerseys. Like,
They're apparently doing all those things and losing Buda Baker.
yeah.
Like,
But now, and then you're going to like now shift all the blame to Kyler after they've started to fix all the other things, and then they haven't played yet. Like, Kyler is the only reason Kyler has put this franchise into the most relevant it's been since they've been to the Super Bowl. Like,
yeah, but how relevant is that? But that's what I'm saying. The NFL is a different beast in and of itself because you are always in win now mode. The NBA, you get a little bit of a pass, right? You get a year or two to try and do something unless you're like the Pistons. Like, same thing with baseball. Like, people understand that it takes time.
Yes.
In the NFL, it is such a win now mode that if you are not there and you are considered a generational talent or a top 10, top 15 quarterback specifically, then all of that weight is on you.
yeah. No, I mean, I agree with you. And, like, listen, I have been very critical of Kyler Murray. Do I think he is that guy? No. Like, do I think he is? I've been on the record. I don't think he's ever going to lead this team to a Super Bowl. Like, I don't think he's that good. And I understand that is ultimately the goal of fans, whatever. But I don't think he has done, like, so poorly that he deserves to be like, he's not the problem.
Jared Goff wasn't that good. Jared Goff wasn't even fucking good in LA. Like,
No, he really
wasn't good.
It really wasn't that good.
It doesn't. The Super Bowl thing. They started out 10-0. They started out 10-0 2 years ago, and there were no adjustments made. None. And that's not Kyler Murray's fault because he was playing out of his mind. His numbers there were fantastic. I just think it's a weird time to be booing. I mean, you shouldn't be booing. I think it's ridiculous that he's being booed in general, but it's a weird time to be doing it.
And also,
It is a weird time. I will say that.
To be doing it at a Coyotes game, like, come on, Coyotes fans. You should.
I do like the theory of the Vancouver fans.
You should.
Though.
And so, yeah, that is an important distinction, is that they were playing Vancouver. Obviously, a lot of Seattle, Vancouver connection. Obviously, Seahawks divisional rivals. But we had Coyotes fans tell us that it did seem to be Arizona people that were booing him. Now, I am always the person to make this point for obvious reasons. Is Kirk Cousins getting booed? Probably not. What is the difference there? Like, Kirk Cousins,
His team won the division.
No. So
did they not?
No.
Did they not?
Listen. Last year's Vikings were the Cardinals the year before. They were significantly overachieving. They started off with an undefeated record. Everyone thought they clearly were not as good as people were saying they were, or as the record suggested. And then when they got the playoffs, what happened?
They got embarrassed.
Like, the reality is the leash for fans, the leash that fans give black quarterbacks is significantly shorter. Tyrod Taylor again. And so that's bullshit. I don't think Kirk Cousins getting booed in this situation. I don't think Carson Palmer or Kurt Warner would be getting booed.
But these are not.
Baker is a little
Baker's
different. Motherfuckers love to hate
Baker's
Baker.
not getting booed.
I mean, I probably agree with you, but people love to hate Baker as well for obviously different reasons. But I agree with you.
But Kyler's not even in the same conversation right now as a Carson Palmer or a
no.
Kurt
That's
Warner.
fair. But my point is that people are always quick to jump down the throats of black quarterbacks.
What would you say in terms of, like, if you're looking at a quarterback's numbers, and I know it's not all numbers, there is so much more that goes into it, right? So I don't want to like just cherry pick. But for a good, a top 15 quarterback in the NFL, what are you expecting season numbers to be? Like passing yards, what are you expecting from your top 15 quarterback?
I don't think that's fair though. Like,
how is that not fair?
Because like
Jalen Hurts' numbers are going to be completely different than a guy who's in a pass.
But you're
right, but there is a
But
standard.
you're going to
There's
sit
a
here and
standard.
tell me that Lamar Jackson's not a top 15 quarterback? Like, he has nobody to play with.
But there is I'm telling you that there is a standard, right? You see quarterbacks like Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, even Dak Prescott that reach certain statistical numbers by the end of a season. So what would your expectation for a top 15 quarterback from a passing yards and a passing touchdowns, the two most like basic numbers for a quarterback? What would the expectation be for that quarterback?
It depends. It depends. Like,
It doesn't though.
Yes, it
That's
does.
the standard.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
There is a league standard.
Yeah, but when you're playing with Hollywood Brown as your number one wide receiver for most of the
He
year,
had DeAndre Hopkins too eventually
after
come back.
7 games, after 6 games, whatever it was,
He got injured.
and then he got injured. Yeah, like
Okay, so don't even talk this season. All of his previous seasons, not once has he thrown for more than 26 touchdowns.
How much
and
has
not
he ran
once
for? How
has
much
he
has he ran
thrown
for?
for more than 4. He's never thrown for 4,000 passing yards.
How much has he ran for?
yeah, you're talking
How
about a
much did he run
quarterback
for?
that is lethal running the football though. Like when
309 rushing yards his first year, 176 his second year, 286 his third year, and 192 his fourth year.
what about the
Nothing
touchdowns?
ridiculous.
What were the touchdowns?
Rushing touchdowns.
All I'm saying is I just it is
Can't find him on here.
it is unfair. Like I get like I'm not going to sit here and blame the fans because this is how fans behave. But and I was talking about this earlier with Shane. I think like you had a man there. You had a quarterback of your football team there wearing your baseball team's hat supporting your hockey team. Like, you should be happy that he is bought in, especially when the whole thing about Kyler was his attitude, you know, he doesn't give a shit, blah, blah, blah. Like, he clearly cares. He was there with teammates supporting a different franchise in the city. Like, he's clearly bought into a certain extent. I think when you put in the context of the fact that they fired their coach, fired their GM because they were not doing their jobs well, he has not had a very good roster, and he's currently rehabbing from a fucking torn ACL. Cut the man a little bit of slack. Just a little bit.
Also, those rushing numbers were not accurate. He ran for 819 in 2020.
I'm pulling up the Russian numbers right now. Or do you have them in front of you?
Yeah, I just 819 in 2020.
He's good, man. Maybe he's not top 5.
He's not top 15.
That's
He's
not true.
top 15.
He is top 15. He's top 15. He is not worse than
Win something.
He is.
Win something.
There have not been 15 quarterbacks who have won something.
Dak Prescott's playoff record is 2-4.
Yeah. Tyler's is 0-1.
I would take him over Dak. I would take him over Derek Carr. I would take him over Kirk Cousins.
That's fine. That's fine.
Those are all top 15 quarterbacks.
That's your personal opinion. You take him over.
Give me.
He's so hard to argue with. It's just
Yeah,
not worth it.
Where's Jay
You're gonna sit
Herbos?
here and you're gonna sit here and honestly tell me that you would take Kyler Murray over Justin Herbert?
That's not my point.
Based off your criteria.
Yeah,
My criteria is numbers. Like
Your criteria
numbers.
was winning
your
a playoff.
criteria keeps
Winning in
changing
numbers.
depending on the argument.
You look at Kyler Murray. Kyler's also been in the league longer. Okay.
Yeah, 1 year.
Justin Herbert hasn't played with a DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh my God, he's played with Keenan Allen and Mike Williams.
Not a
and
DeAndre
one of the best
Is DeAndre Hopkins a top 5
running
running back
backs
in the NFL?
in the
That's what we're
last
talking about.
20 years.
No.
Like,
Don't even try and have that argument that Kyler is in the same breath as Justin Herbert.
I'm not
'Cause
saying
it's not
he is.
even- it's
I'm
not
saying
even
he is.
nearly
But
at.
the goalposts that you're setting up don't just keep moving back. They keep jumping around at different points of the field. Like, you keep changing your criteria. But that's not, none of that matters. Ultimately, when you look at Kyler Murray's situation just in a vacuum, he does not deserve to be getting booed by his own fans at a hockey game while he is rehabbing from a torn ACL. Jose saying it. Give the man a full season with a real team.
Let's oversimplify. Justin Herbert win a playoff game.
Yes,
not a top 15 quarterback.
I 100% agree.
That was just your argument.
Okay.
What?
Are you enjoying this argument?
I'm not gonna like.
Are you guys enjoying this argument?
I love the people that I love the people in the chat. Just if you want to think that I'm ignorant for it, then by all means. But football is not as complicated as you make it sound in terms of who's good and who's not. You can watch a quarterback, you can watch a team, you could tell real quick who's good, who's going to be good, and who's not.
If you're watching Kyler Murray, you see a good quarterback.
He's talented. He is talented. Is he a championship or playoff caliber quarterback? No. Why? The numbers tell you.
What?
Do they not? Do they not?
Stop it! Stop it!
No, do they not?
Stop it! You just cited the eye test, and then you said the numbers tell you that your arguments.
That's what I'm saying. Like you don't have a set criteria.
He is a talented quarterback,
but the numbers tell you something.
The numbers will tell you that he is not a playoff
but you just said
or championship quarterback. Either or, I don't care which fucking one you want to take.
What is Lamar into the playoffs? That's a top 5. That's a top 10 quarterback.
No, Lamar's not a top 5 quarterback.
Let's move on.
He's a top 10 quarterback.
Let's move on.
You want to go to Die Hard? Are you enjoying this? Become a Die Hard. There's plenty here. If you don't like sitting and watching Totri and I argue with each other, you can go watch Espo and Saul argue with each other on PHNX Suns, or Bo and Johnny argue with each other on PHNX Cardinals, or us argue with each other on PHNX Sun Devils. There's a lot. In an hour. There's a lot to do when you become a Die Hard, not to mention discounts on our events, discounts on merch, exclusive merch. If you sign up, you get access. You get a free shirt or a free hat. We have a bunch of new merch, and merch that's all. We're always coming out with new merch. Obviously, stuff for the Suns playoff run that we're about to talk about. We dropped a new shirt not too long ago. There's awesome stuff. Become a diehard. It's just, why wouldn't you? Literally, why would you not become a diehard? So they're quiet. They don't have answers.
I've got no reason. I'm just reading the comments here and doing my absolute best to hold my tongue.
Yeah, we're not. Josh Allen's better than all of them. Anyways, you know who's better than all of them at their job? Kevin Durant. Really good at basketball.
He is.
Really good at basketball. I just got really distracted. Anyways, Kevin Durant is really good at basketball. Devin Booker really good at basketball. Phoenix Suns really good at basketball. Heading into the playoffs as most people's NBA Finals favorites. Obviously, starting on Sunday against the Los Angeles Clippers, just briefly, what do you expect from this series? Are you worried at all?
For the Suns?
Yes.
No. You should win in 5 at a max.
I would agree, especially because all signs are pointing to Paul George being out for at least the first 2 games. I don't wonder what my hot take for the ages from laughing is. Anyways, Paul George expected to be out for at least the first 2 games, maybe more. The Clippers have a sub 500 record without Paul George. I don't think people love to make fun of Paul George, but the reality is that team needs him as a number 2.
He's real good when he's on, dude.
He is very good when he's on, especially when he's not the only guy. Even when he's the only guy, he can be very good. But when he's when that team is very healthy, like I would argue he's maybe the second best number 2 in basketball behind Devin Booker now. But yeah, I'm not worried about them. Even if he was healthy, I wouldn't be all that worried.
Maybe it gets to 6.
Yeah, but I love Kawahi Leonard. I think people have forgotten how good that man is. But
in reality, you have the best player in the NBA, or you have a top 3 player in the NBA and the best shooting guard in the league on your team. You should get out of the first round pretty handedly.
Yeah, I would say the hardest player to stop in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
And as J5 Media says, I don't think Paul George is coming back. They can say that all they want. It did, all signs are pointing to.
Yeah. I mean,
they would need to get out of the first round.
Yeah. I just don't think this Suns team, as long as they stay healthy, knock on wood, or don't get any mysterious team-wide COVID outbreaks.
Who's your guys
after the series?
Who's your guys' X factor off the bench for the Suns?
Off the bench?
Yeah, there's always one. Because remember the Bucks run, it was campaign.
Jock Landale.
Okay.
No.
I mean, he's gonna Busy's.
Yeah, I was gonna
fine.
say busy. In this series or in the playoffs?
In the playoffs. Mine's Terrence Ross.
Yeah, I mean that's
a good one.
That's your guy that you got to look up, and all of a sudden he had a 30-point game off the bench. You're like, where did that come
He
from?
won you the game.
Yeah,
Terrence
100%. And I mean
Ish.
that was what EJ had said earlier this year on the Outside Shots podcast, is that Terrence Ross might win them a playoff game. And you say that, and it seems ridiculous, but I mean Terrence Ross can be a bucket if he needs to.
He's your
Like,
3-point sniper, dude.
he can be very, very good. Yeah, I like that one a lot, to be quite honest.
I'll take him or Ish. Was it Ish that had a ridiculous run in the in the bubble?
That was Terrence Ross. He had 51
Was that Terrence Ross?
51 points in a bubble game,
No,
right?
TJ Warren.
Oh,
Guys.
TJ, Jesus.
TJ
Yeah,
Warren.
that's who I was.
TJ.
We're
Come
both-
on, guys.
we're both-
That's who I was. Listen, there's
Bubble TJ Warren was one of the best basketball players of all time.
Yes, I agree.
Like, oh my God, no, he was literally.
He's up
No,
there
it
with
was
Hoodie
ridiculous.
Mello.
It was him. It was Bubble AD who had the best season of his career in the bubble.
Bubble Jamal Murray was pretty good.
Bubble Jamal Murray.
AD
Bubble Jamal
just
Murray
does
might be
well
the
when he's
greatest
in a
player of all
bubble.
time. Well, but he does better when he has no one looking at him.
Hey, can I say something?
Well, it depends what it is.
I'm a little worried about the Lakers. Not to beat the Suns, but I think they're
gonna have to get past the Warriors. No.
They got to get past the Grizzlies first.
Well, yeah, but then they have to get past the Warriors.
Sure.
They have to get past the Warriors, or
They have to get past Dylan Brooks.
people are forgetting the fact that the Kings are the fucking 2 seed, dude. They are good at
Stop
basketball.
it. They're the 3 seed. No,
Or 3 seed, excuse me,
No,
yeah.
they're not good at basketball.
Yes,
They are good at basketball.
They
They're
had
good at
a very fun season.
They're good
and
at basketball.
Because our friends at BetMGM know that the Warriors are much better, and they're minus 275 to win the series. Stop it.
Yeah, I think just playoff experience.
Like the beam, baby.
The Warriors,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the playoff experience
they're
is super
ridiculous.
valuable.
It's different. We knew this though, right? Like you see midway through the season, the Warriors, the record is what it is. At that point, they're like fighting for a play-in. Their road, like their away games, they just suck on the road. Like we knew you get to the playoffs, it's a different Warriors team.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and count out the Warriors, but I'm just saying if everyone's sitting here being like, the Warriors, whatever. If the Kings get past the Warriors, like, you're telling me that you're not worried, that you're not a little concerned if you're a Lakers fan? Like,
If you're a Lakers fan,
yeah, like if the Lakers end up beating the Grizzlies and have to play whoever in the second round, like,
I mean, if I'm the Lakers, I don't know. It's LeBron and AD.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
and
I mean,
that's if you're getting AD.
but
capable
do
of
the
playing.
Lakers have anybody that can stop 11-7 DeMontis Sabonis?
Yes,
I don't know that they do.
D'Angelo Russell.
Okay.
So when I looked, Jose was saying there's a new video that Paul George. Yeah, there's a video of Paul George shooting. He looks fine. But I also saw when I looked up Paul George on Twitter, a couple accounts saying Paul George knee not expected to return during round 1, and somebody commented, next time we see PG play basketball, he will be on the Pacers.
Oh,
Go back home.
oh my God.
That Paul George and the Pacers was so.
Does anybody ever
good.
go back to Indiana?
Paul George and
I don't
Danny
think so.
Granger, that team was elite.
Paul George should go play on the Cavs. Cavs.
Roy Hibbert was on that team too, wasn't he?
Roy Hibbert was like one of the best
Yeah.
players in basketball for about 30 seconds.
He was tall.
He was. Yeah, that's why I said for about 30 seconds. But they talked about this a little bit yesterday.
Darren Collison was on that team too. So.
Yeah, the Eastern Conference used to be so much fun. They
Now
were
it's
talking
just
about this a
Giannis.
little bit on the PHNX, and hey, give Jason Tatum some credit.
Hey, Paul George on the Pacers days in the Eastern Conference was way worse than it is now. It was LeBron and that was it.
That's true.
It was the Heat team and
Yeah.
that was it.
That
the
is
Eastern,
true.
That was when the Eastern Conference was terrible.
That is true. I guess I was conflating the just the Heatles really. But I mean, real quick, finals prediction.
Finals prediction.
Yeah.
I've got the Suns over the Celtics in 6.
Yeah, I mean, I think I have to go Suns. Will I get in trouble if I say Bucks over Suns in the finals? Okay, Suns over Bucks in the finals. And I think that series can go either way. Like, I think that's a 7-game series, which is why I'm not lying to you when I say Suns over Bucks. I'm just not completely sure. I don't think that the Celtics have enough to stop the Bucks. The Bucks have too many guys who can get you a bucket.
Guys, it's Kevin Durant. Suns in 5 against the Celtics. Those Bucks. I don't care who it is. Give me the Magic.
I'm just really interested to see this team against Giannis for 7 games.
I mean 5.
Well, however,
Sorry, yeah,
for at least 4.
Giannis is tough, dude.
Giannis is also Giannis
is a
played
semi-truck,
Giannis played like the best player of all time in that finals run. Like that man is really good at
When
basketball.
he wants a bucket, Giannis can go get a bucket.
And I hate to say this, I think this Bucks team is better than it was then. Dude.
I agree. And they're healthy, so or at least getting.
Don't forget they got Jay Crowder too.
Yeah. Ooh boy, give me that finals. Dude, let that man salsa dance to his grave. Proverbial. Grave.
Okay,
I don't want him to die. Just in a basketball season context.
Yes, absolutely.
But like I was trying to get to, they were talking about this a little bit yesterday on the PHNX on the podcast. Is this a ring or bust season? Is this a failure if they don't want to ring?
No, absolutely not. You still got Kevin Durant under contract to the 2025-2026 season. This team has only had 8 games with Kevin Durant on the floor. Like they're expected obviously to get past the Clippers, but and I know it's Kevin Durant, they have not had enough time realistically to turn into an NBA championship caliber team. I think just from a chemistry perspective, but you put all those pieces together. Of course, the expectation is championship or bust, but in reality, you got KD under contract for at least another season. Next year, and I think Espo said this on the Sun Show, next year, it's championship or bust. This year.
That being said, though, I think they have to get to that finals.
Well, yeah. They definitely can't lose in the first round.
No, you lose in the first round.
They can't lose in the first or
they
second
have to get to the conference finals at the very least.
If they get to the second round, they'd end up with what? The Nuggets or whoever the Nuggets would, in theory, lose
the
to.
Nuggets or the Thunder or the Timberwolves.
Yeah. So the Nuggets or the Thunder.
I think, hear me out, and this is totally random. I think the Nuggets lose their first round series.
I don't think they do.
As
much as everyone wants it, it's not.
I think the Thunder win tonight, and then get swept.
I think they get gentlemen swept.
So 5.
Yeah.
Okay. SGA probably scores 80 in one game, and that's. Am I weird for saying that I think the Timberwolves could give them the Nuggets a little bit more trouble?
I mean, they're built weird.
That's kind of
they
what
are built. That is the best way to put it.
The only thing, the only reason why the Thunder literally have 0 chance against the Nuggets is because they don't have a fucking front court, man.
Yeah,
they literally don't.
Which is why
name a big man on the Thunder. Seriously,
it's one of the Jalen Williams, right? That's their biggest man.
Yeah, they're 6'6", 6'8".
Yeah. Which is why I think the Nuggets, a Nuggets Timberwolves series would be a little more interesting. But I ultimately don't think they. I'm
so sorry, Dario Saric. Oof.
Oh yes, of course. But I'm not going to say it's necessarily a championship or bust. My only concern is you saw how everyone reacted when last season went the way it did. I am concerned about what this does to this team. If you have all of the kind of off-season Monty versus DA shit. And I'm concerned that there will be pressure to go make a move that they shouldn't make. And that's signing Kyrie Irving. Figuring out a way to get Kyrie Irving.
You tell me that'd be a bad thing?
I agree. I think it would. Now, if Dame wants to be a Phoenix Sun, you could sell me. I'm here for it.
News for Suns fans from our very own Girth. 20 minutes ago, DeAndre Ayton walked up to the media scrum, clapping his hands and saying, "Let's go. It's the mother effing playoffs, man."
Hell yeah. So, don't forget, playoff DA.
Yeah.
Suns are sweeping.
Y'all better recognize. You talked yourself into a sweep.
Yeah. I'm not worried about anybody on the Clippers. Kawhi is what he is, and he's going to get his. But outside of Kawhi, what am I scared of? Norman Powell? Terrence Mann?
Oh, Terrence Mann could give you a 30-piece, and that I could see them losing a game because of a Terrence Mann 30-piece. Yes.
I will. This is my answer to this question. If the Bucks are not in the NBA Finals, it is championship or bust for the Suns. The only thing that I will accept is losing to Giannis Antetokounmpo in the NBA Finals. Otherwise, you have the best. You have the best starting lineup in basketball. You should be with arguably the best player in basketball. You should be winning the championship. Especially when you consider the fact that they were in one 2 years ago and they should have been in one last year. You can't keep doing this. And like I said, I'm concerned about what would happen if they. What this offseason would look like if they don't make it to the finals at the very least.
I'll tell you what it's going to look like. When they win the championship and they beat the Celtics in 5 or 6 games, whatever I said, Chris Paul is going to retire. He's going to ride his pony into retirement. You're going to sign Cam Johnson.
Yeah, speedwalk.
And you're going to go get a point guard. And then you're going to run it back, and you're going to win again.
Dude, if I will get a giant fucking 0 tattooed on my chest if Damian Lillard wants to be a Phoenix Sun.
Why do you keep?
You have so many fake tattoos already.
Yeah, I know. What else I have? I have Alonzo Gaffney's initials on my wrist.
I forgot about that one. What did he need to do? He needs a 10 block game, a double with a 10 block.
Yeah,
game.
10 block, 10 rebound, double. I think it was.
Oh my gosh.
I also have a koala tattoo potentially, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, all tattoos that are never gonna happen. The Dame one, I don't know, but yeah, that's my thing. Is it's just you at least got to get to the finals, or else it's a failure. Yeah. Anything else?
No, I don't think so.
You want to just kind of sit here and look cute for like 20 minutes?
I mean, we've been doing that for an hour, haven't we?
Yeah, true.
Well,
that's not all we've been doing.
You're right.
We could just sit here and look into the camera.
We've getting.
Wow.
I thought he really just did that. That's crazy.
Shane felt bad that he was not also here looking cute. If you want to see all three of us look cute,
tap in an hour.
A little under 45 minutes. 2 o'clock. PHNX Sun Devils are right here on the PHNX. Oh yeah, look at that. Listen to that. Oh yeah. PHNX Sun Devils live at 2 right here on the PHNX
We got an interview.
Sports YouTube. We do have an interview. You gonna tell them who it is, or is it a surprise?
We'll see you guys at 2.
Oh, yeah, pull through it too. You can follow Anthony
It's the head
Totri,
coach of the ASU football team.
Shane
Herm Edwards is going to be on the show.
Yeah, it's Herm Edwards.
Herm Edwards is going to be on the show. Just kidding.
Herman
is a different head coach of Arizona State football. But we're getting out of here. You can follow Anthony Totri on Twitter at Anthony_Totri. You can follow Shane on Twitter at Shane Deef. You can follow me on Twitter at Shawn_DePaz. You can follow it all at PHNX_sports. Leave a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts like this. Subscribe, put on notifications so you know whenever we're live. We'll be back next week, same time, same day, different people, because it'll be me and Mac again, presumably. But until next time, thank you for joining. Toodaloo.